And just like that, the jacket is rolled up from my meditation cushion. We are setting the timer to 22 minutes because we have a little bit more time today. And we're just free and ready to go, ready to blast off. So as always, if you have, or if you want to meditate with me, in the description below, just take that ChatGPT prompt, plug it in, and then the more detailed your responses are, the more individualized it'll be. So, that being said, have a great meditation, everyone. Whoa, that's freaking weird. That is what I call time dilation? I don't know. Whatever fancy term you want to use. That felt a lot shorter than it actually was. Because I set the timer for 22 minutes. That felt like 5 minutes. That was freaking weird, but I guess I don't even know. That's a key aspect of a flow state, but I'm not gonna say I was in a flow state, but it certainly felt like it. But anyways, that's pretty much freaking it. We got a good old-fashioned leg pump today, and I am extremely excited. So I'll see y'all in the car. Let's get freaking to it. All right, so I lied. No car talk today just because we were only in the car for like 5 minutes, so really not much of a point. But anyways, we did inner thigh, 8 sets, calves, 4 sets. Now we're supersetting leg extension and leg curl, and we're doing 8 sets of each, 9 reps. So we're on, I think this is the 6th set of seated leg curl, but time just go freaking nuts. Stack, let's see. Ooh, not quite. Gotta get the 5-pound notch going. Let's see how many we got. I'd say that was about 10 and a half. This hack squat is freaking heavy. So I think this comes out to 285. We got 9 reps. Not bad. That's good. Probably gonna drop off the weight for the next one and see how many we can get. Let's go see how we look now. Alright, so this is post legs. Jesus. 8 sets leg extension, 8 sets leg curl, 8 sets inner thigh, 4 sets calves, 6 sets hack squat. So, pretty solid overall. I'd say my biggest thing that I need to bring up is probably my hamstrings and then my glutes as well. Yeah, inner thigh and quads are feeling quite pumped from last leg day, but yeah, that was freaking insane. Anyways though. All right, it has been many a minute since I've done a post-workout car talk, but man, we are in for a treat. So yeah, that was just freaking sweet. I felt like that was a much fuller, or I should say complete leg day, because last leg day we were freaking doing just leg extensions, squats, and inner thigh machine. So we didn't even hit hamstrings. It was more of a quad bias leg day last week. But this leg day, I mean, you saw, we got leg curls, we got the leg extension, we got the inner thigh machine, and we got hack squat. So, I mean, still, it was, I guess it was a quad bias leg day, but it's kind of interesting because I need to bring up my hamstrings quite a bit, but it's also, I don't know, because it's just one of those things, like, you never really know, what you're going to get. No. You never really know what you really need to bring up until you lean out. And so, that being said, I thought I needed to bring up my hamstrings like crazy last prep for classic physique, but then I got pretty freaking lean, and I found out that that wasn't the case. It was actually my quads that needed to be brought up more than my hamstrings. So it's, you know, you just kind of, you gotta wait until you get a little bit leaner to see exactly what you need to work on. I mean, some stuff is definitely obvious. I mean, you could have like huge shoulders and then like, you know, not that big of a chest. And you can see that in bulk, in when you're super lean. You can see it all the time. But there's some stuff, I mean, it's not that big of a difference, but when you get on stage, I mean, that can make or break you as far as if you win or not. So that being said, that is kind of something I need to look out for. But anyways, that was just awesome. I mean, the meditation today, the leg day, and I don't know if you ever noticed this, but I notice I get into like a major flow state when I'm not even paying attention to my music. You know, like I just put my playlist on shuffle, didn't even look at my phone once until about like 40 minutes into the workout. Like obviously just to pick up my phone and move it to different machines, but I didn't actually change a song until I got to, you know, about 40 minutes in my workout. So that being said, I guess that meditation today really kind of carried over to the workout, because that meditation, I swear, that felt like 5 minutes. That was nuts. Like I noticed, because I was like, you know, having a little bit of like anxious thoughts before, where it's just, you know, stuff about like, you know, what am I going to do with this content idea for the business, or what, how am I getting paid at my job right now, or like what does this athlete need in terms of nutrition, you know, just stuff like that, where it's like, it's very, it's just random, you know, it's like, it's just random anxious thoughts. And so that's what I was kind of like dealing with today, before, you know, like as I was working and, you know, just kind of like in concentration mode in the morning. And so getting into that second meditation, that's when I kind of notice it's like that like time dilation. I don't know if that's what it's called, but like something feels a lot shorter than it actually is. Like that tends to happen when I'm pretty anxious going into it. And I think it's because I don't even know why. Like if I had to guess, it's because like the meditation itself feels so relaxing that I just kind of lose track of time when I'm in that state, you know. So it's just one of those things where it's like I had so much energy going into it today, where like yesterday I was freaking exhausted, you know. I was like, it was just one of those things, like I woke up and I was like, shit, today is just gonna be one of those days that I'm gonna need to power through. Like I am freaking tired today. But today, total opposite. Like I had more than enough energy all day. And so that's just kind of, that's where I'm landed right now. And it's interesting because, you know, you just have certain days where you feel you feel different, you know. It's not really like this day, like you never really know until you get there. Like you can build systems like, yeah, I'm gonna get in bed at this time, wake up at this time, and you can predict, but it's not until you actually get to, you know, feeling it in the day that you really know. So that being said, that was just yeah, good freaking leg day. And I've been looking forward to leg days a lot more recently. Like it's been more of like man, I get to hit legs. This is freaking sweet. You know, I've always liked hitting legs, but I think it's just like I only get one leg day a week, you know, so I kind of make the most of it. And of course, you know, I kind of have like my like I have my warm-ups, you know, like I do like a full body warm-up before every lift, and that really helps because I like getting like that kind of mechanical tension to every muscle group on training days. It really helps. I mean, it even helps with recovery, because like, man, I like thrashed my arms yesterday, and I was doing like tricep push down for my warm-up today, and they were freaking sore, like really sore. But just getting it into the motion and like not pushing it too much. Like all I'm going to is like 50% effort, like just enough to get some blood into the muscle. Like I'm not trying to kill these muscle groups by any means, because then I'm going to be overtraining and, you know, losing progress in the long run. So that goes to show you, I mean, since I've been doing these like full body warm-ups, my recovery has been a lot better, just in how I feel day to day. And I don't know, like it's even like I have days where I just feel like a freaking unit, you know, and those days are more often now, you know, because it's like everything is pumped kind of all the time, you know. It's like at least a little bit, you know. I don't know if that makes sense, where it's like, let's say you have like a really good chest day, and then the next day you kind of feel the pump even then, you know, just because you like thrash your chest and you really feel it. So yeah, I mean, that's where I'm landed right now. It's a lot better because I'm learning a lot more. Like, I don't know, like I've thought about doing, you know, like a full body split, like 5 days a week, just thrashing. But you know, it's like, it's interesting because I don't really, like, I want to go ham on like everything, you know. So it's kind of one of those things where if I can mix the two, like I can go ham on one muscle group per day, but then also have that mechanical tension with the warm-up. I mean, it's been like, the results kind of speak for themselves. It's been working out. I'm gaining weight, haven't gotten too fat yet, so this is kind of like, I don't know, I feel like it's the sweet spot. But you know, the sweet spot's always changing, just like science is always changing. So, you know, it's working for the time being, I will say that. But you know, so as far as the timeline for my next competition, that's kind of like just up to how I'm looking and how I'm comparing to the athletes on stage, you know. Because before, like, I just kind of went into prep, just almost like as, like, at first it was like, yeah, this is gonna be fun. And then it got to be like this thing where I just got addicted to being lean. And that is no bueno. You know, it's like my early 20s, like I was really into just like looking a certain way, like just being lean, and that's about it. Like, and it's not only just like being lean, like beach lean, like I got addicted to being stage lean, which is bad, you know, because you can't sustain that. Like, there's no, like, every time you go into a prep, you run the risk of losing at least a little bit of muscle. And so those preps, I mean, you know, they probably cost me in the long run, you know. So this is the first full bulk that I've had where I'm extremely consistent with my meals, like I've always been consistent with training, but even like the stress management, like I've never been this consistent with hitting my meditations every day, you know. Because it used to be like I hit like one meditation, and then that evening meditation would roll around, and I'm like, man, you know, and I just wouldn't do it, you know, and it kind of caught, like, it, I could feel it the next day, you know. Like, I would go about my day and I would just be like a little more stressed than usual. Like, I was like a little more anxious, just overthinking stuff that I wouldn't normally overthink if I had hit my meditations, you know. So it's one of those things where I really saw the value in, you know, doing my meditations. And it's not like I'm like, yeah, like everyone should meditate, everyone should do this. Like, just do whatever's fun to you, you know. Like, cause that, I mean, even like playing video games and like, I don't know, playing like freaking Elden Ring or Call of Duty or whatever, like whatever your jam is, like that's the freaking that is the sweet spot right there. That's because you are gonna, I mean, you'll just have a lot more fun, you know, and if you have more fun in the process, you're gonna be in a better mood, and when you're in a better mood, you're gonna have a little more perspective on the process and just how you can change it and, you know, make the most progress possible. And so that's kind of where I'm landing, where, you know, I didn't really take the meditation super seriously before. And, you know, I don't really know, but with all of the benefits from this style of meditation, transcendental meditation, I mean, you can look up the studies yourself. I mean, there are hundreds of studies, and it's almost like weight training in terms of like muscle building. Like, this form of meditation is extremely effective for concentration, for relaxation, for overall health. I mean, like, I remember, like, I watched a video on transcendental meditation, and it was pretty cool because it was like a side-by-side comparison of transcendental meditation to quantum physics. And it basically had like, it looked like a reverse pyramid, or like a funnel. And at the top, it was like macro matter for this is the physics side. And then it would go to like, you know, smaller and smaller particles. And then it would go to like quarks, and then it would go to this like super unified field. So it basically went from like big matter to smaller matter to smaller matter to just unification. And that's the super unified field theory in quantum physics. Now, what does that mean for transcendental meditation? That like they had the side-by-side comparison, and that was basically just saying, it's like at the top you have like these surface level thoughts, like you have like, what am I gonna do in my day? How am I gonna, you know, like just everyday stuff. Like, I need to go to the store, I need to go to work, I need to, you know, all this stuff. And then it would go to the deeper level, which is like deeper thoughts, like why do I don't know, what's like a deeper thought, like not so deep that it's like, who am I, or like, why are we here, or what is life, but there's like another level of thoughts where it's like, what are your values, like what are your goals in life, like where do you want to go, like all those kind of questions. And then it goes to those super deep questions, which are like, why are we here, what is life, who am I, stuff like that. And then below that is this super unified field where it's literally just nothing. Like, it's like you just get to this point of like super unification with yourself and your surroundings. And so I thought that presentation was pretty cool. You know, it's interesting how you can connect transcendental meditation with quantum physics. You know, I don't really know if all of that is completely true, but you know, it's something to ponder for sure, because he had a lot of evidence to back it up. But that being said, I mean, the results speak for themselves. You can, like, if you don't believe me, like, go look up the studies. It's incredible. But that being said, I think this could be some sort of like catalyst for concentration, for relaxation, for coherent thinking, like orderly brain functioning. Like that's how big this is. And I think that's huge. I mean, he was talking about all the different ailments and diseases that it was treating, like people with like PTSD and ADHD, and also like high blood pressure, and then also it like builds your immune system. It has like an insane amount of really good effects, and it's universal. Like it's been repeated for so many different types of populations. So I think that's pretty freaking sweet. To have something like that robust, I don't know. You know, that's why I'm so passionate about it, because I see the effects. And it's also just fun. You know, you get into it, and for me, it's just like getting a mind pump. Like, it's just, you know, it's like getting a pump in the gym just for your mind. So that's kind of how I think about it. But anyways, not too much else to add there. We got another 19 minutes on this drive because my work is pretty far and the gym's pretty close to that. So anyways, we're gonna get home. I'm supposed to be having a refeed meal tonight, but man, I'm not feeling it. You know, I'm just like, I don't know. We'll have to see. I might stop off by the store, might not. I'll let you know what I end up doing tomorrow when we go hit chest. But yeah, that being said, we're gonna get a freaking sweet breast pump tomorrow. So that's gonna be freaking awesome. But anyways, y'all, I will see y'all then. Peace out, and that's it. Have a good night, or good time doing whatever you're doing, y'all.